All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to my class on websites this morning. We're just going to cover why it's important, a few different stats, and then looking at AEO and GEO, SEO, all those fun things, and then we'll go over where your website is in command and how to make some changes within the command background. So, if you have any questions throughout the class, just let me know. More than happy to stop and go over anything again. But let's go ahead and get started. So, your KW agent website. So, this is going to be a guide to kind of making it work for you. And your website is not just a digital business card. It's your most powerful 24/7 marketing tool. Depending on how you use it, it definitely can be that. So, we're going to walk through kind of why it matters, how to customize it, and then how to use some emerging strategies um, to get found by more clients online. And that includes AI, right? So, we want to make sure our website is going to be attractive to AI or make sure AI sees our website as a good source for information. So let's get into it. Perfect. So why your website is non-negotiable, we've been talking about this for years, right? Like if you're not findable or searchable online, it's kind of a red flag for clients. So because buyer and sellers research online before they ever pick up the phone. That's just how the world works now. It's so fast now that they're going to be doing their own research before they start calling anyone. So your website is often the first impression that you're going to make, and first impressions obviously are very important. So your portfolio can include client reviews and professional bio, establish authority, and give confidence to your clients before they even contact you. And what's really nice about websites, it's available 24/7, just like social media, right? So answering questions, capturing leads, even if you're with a different client. It showcases your value as well, so your specialties, services, value proposition, why they should choose you over any competition. And then Google visibility. So being visible on Google is still just as important as it was before AI, because Google has trained most of AI and AI has access to all of Google's resources. So we still want to be visible on Google. And that can help them organically search you and find you. So the building blocks of your online presence, and mainly we're talking about your website, right? So we're not really talking social media yet. But it has two core components within kind of the background, and that is your marketing profile. So that is a kind of profile within Command that houses your bio, it houses what number you want to use for business, what email you want to use for business, um, and all that kind of thing. So your updated photos. So you want to make sure that profile, marketing profile within Command is up to date and ready to go. And then your agent website is that public facing. It's gonna house and let people look for that blog, that bio, your contact information, all that kind of stuff, because it connects to your marketing profile. And then you can put in your testimonials, create custom landing pages. So they kind of work in tandem because the marketing profile houses all of your information. And then your website is where you're going to build those pages. You're going to put all those testimonials and different things like that. So we'll go over both in this call. And it's not too scary, I promise. It's just very basic, filling out the blanks, information for the marketing profile, and then a few clicks for these other pages. So keep going here. So exploring your KW website, what's inside. So all Keller Williams agents or anybody with a Command account has the ability to create a website through Command. And it's packed with quite a few really cool features, actually. So it has a home page, so that's going to customize your banner. That's going to show your, if you have a logo, if you have a headshot that you like to use, or any particular photos that are on all of your other marketing. We want to make sure that's cohesive with all the rest of your marketing just to help with your overall brand look. Um, and then showcase pages, that's talking about like a landing page, a page built specifically for your listing, specific neighborhoods, market areas. So showcase pages are kind of like what you want to share information that you're the expert on. So if you're the expert in Gehanna, you want to have a lot of pages on Gahanna, talking about the neighborhood, talking about different properties and what to do in Gahanna, and different things like that. So that's kind of what showcases pages means. Expert mode and quick start. So those are things we'll get into building the actual pages on the back end. So we'll use the expert mode and quick start tiles. And then there's a bunch of different templates in there that we will go over. Um, and then this is just a little note that we have to publish every page before we move on. They do not automatically publish, which is good. That means you can come back and you don't have to work on it all in one sitting. But you can't forget to publish at the end. I'm just bringing that up now so we hear it a few times before we keep going. Oop, next page. Okay. Have you guys heard of SEO and AEO or GEO? SEO is stands for search engine optimization. It was how Google worked for years before AI kind of came in the past couple of years. So it's the foundation of the Google search. And how it works is it's matching key words users type into Google with content that contains to those same words. So it just kind of helps the system match articles that you're looking for, other content that you're looking for. So keywords were huge. We wanted to use as many keywords as possible. That's where hashtags came from, right? So SEO was how surfacing and searching on the internet worked before AI. And it's still very much alive. Many people use Google as their first resource before AI still. That's going to take years before people turn to AI or the masses turn to AI first. So Google, we're going to have to kind of utilize both. So it's important to understand both. So many people still use Google to verify what AI tells them or as their first search resource. So we want to make sure we're still using those keywords to kind of keep boosting our pages, making sure everything's kind of matching and boosting our chances on the search engine um, side of things. AEO is the newer version. AEO, GEO. GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimization. So they're very similar, right? So AEO is for the answer engine optimization. So when someone types into chat or AI or anything like that, any of the AIs, and they're looking for an answer, AI scans the internet for those answers. And now it's using those keywords for sure. Um, which is why we need to publish content that directly answers the questions your clients are asking. So it's just kind of a key sentence instead of a key word is a good way to think about it. So um, it's a really good format for using AEOs to use full sentences in the header, answering a question as soon as possible. And there's a structure we'll go over for that as well. And that's really good for blog posts. Like that's going to be huge on where that kind of shows up. So we're gonna have to look at both of these things, and they kind of combine. They kind of go hand in hand. So it shouldn't be too much different if you've been working with SEO before, or even if you haven't. It's a good time to kind of start looking into that. I feel like I ran through that. Is there any questions on that? Check the chat here.
Nope.
Perfect. Awesome. Good. Good. We'll keep going. So, how to write content that AI and Google will find. So, what is the structure to creating a blog post or an article that AI will start looking at and start recognizing you as a source of good information? Um, the kind of formula for success is to make the question the headline and then answer it directly in the first paragraph. This structure signals to AI that your content is reliable and it works for Google too. So it's kind of like a win-win. Um, and that's a really good structure for surfacing on AI. So this approach works because AI tools chat and Gemini scan publicly available web pages to find answers for users. And if your blog post is structured as a question and answer format, you're far more likely to be cited instead of like burying the question under a header, like a title that doesn't really tell you what's going on or it tells you like keywords on what the article is about. Instead, if you put that question as the header, AI is going to be like, oh, this is what they're searching for. Here's the answer. I'm going to push this article first to the client. It's kind of how it works. So yep, just puts your name and website in front of potential clients the exact moment they're looking for guidance, which is huge, right? We all know we need to get there first. A majority of buyers and sellers interview one agent and go with them. So it's still speed to lead, right? Like we still need to be showing up first. Here's an example. So this is an example of the question being the header. So should I get an inspection before buying a home in Columbus, Ohio? And a few keywords or those SEO words I want to point out is Columbus, Ohio. So that's a big keyword because it kind of puts where. And then buying and inspection. So those are other keywords as well that we want to be using. So if anybody would Google inspection, your article could come up, or inspection in Columbus, Ohio. Those two keywords will push your article higher because it's right in the headline. So that's kind of what I mean by keywords, a key sentence, and making sure your article is going to pop up pretty quick. And then if you notice here, we get a direct answer. If you're buying a home in Columbus, yes, that is your direct answer in the first paragraph. Getting a home inspection is one of the smartest steps you can take before closing. That's what they mean by a direct answer. Um, right in the first sentence, the first paragraph. This will really help AI be like, okay, here's the question, here's the really good, like the very clear answer. I'm going to send this article off to be one of the top ones that they look at. And then it talks a little bit more about it. So yeah, any questions about that? Just the headline is the question that buyers are Googling or sellers are Googling. And then the first sentence is the answer and answers it directly. That kind of helps boost SEO, AEO, GEO, all of that kind of stuff. And then it adds a good call to action to convert readers into leads. Perfect. And then a really great place to start if you're like, okay, like I don't have any blog articles on my website right now, where do I get started? I would search or research the 5 most searched real estate questions in Columbus, Ohio. And you could ask Gemini that, you can ask Chat. I asked Chat, and that's where I got these 5. These would be really strong blogs to have on your website. And then we see it follows that same structure. So, what are the best school districts in Columbus? And then direct answer kind of below. What are the best neighborhoods or suburbs in Columbus? Is now a good time to buy a house in Columbus? How much are property taxes in Columbus and its suburbs? And what are closing costs in Ohio? So just these are the 5 most searched real estate questions. Back when I put this together, so I think it was in January. So I would check these again, but these are really good questions to have on your website as well. And we'll go through where to make the blog, how to do that. You could have all these written in 10 minutes using ChatGPT and just getting them posted. So this is a really good thing to do if you're like, okay, I really want to beef up my website, make it more searchable. I would go the blog route, blog answering questions. Any questions on that or where I got these, how I got these, anything like that? Perfect. We'll keep going. Okay. And then these were just some ChatGPT prompts to supercharge your blog content. So these are different prompts that you can go ahead and paste into ChatGPT and see what it comes up with, right? See what you like. But these are just really good prompts I wanted to give you guys as well. And I'll send these slides out in this recording, so you have these and you can just copy and paste right into chat and start playing and see what it gives you. One thing you always want to make sure it's personalized with your voice, your market knowledge, and your specific call to action before you publish. These things will make it seem less generic, right? If you're like me, you're seeing AI content everywhere and it's becoming very visible, very noticeable just because everyone has the same voice, right? So, making sure it's written how you would speak, how you want to write it, with your knowledge is important. It's a really good way to make sure it's still yours, but delivering good information. Perfect. So this is your action plan. So we want to review your marketing profile. We're going to customize your homepage. And we might not do this, publish at least one landing page. We can work through this, but I'll show you how to do that. And then write and publish your first AEO blog post, and then use chat to plan your next 5 blog posts. So not social media posts, but blog posts, which are just going to boost your chances on AI and surfacing on AI as a expert in that area, wherever you're posting about. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to jump over to Command now, and I'm going to make sure I'm in my personal profile. Perfect. So in Command, the marketing profile actually has changed recently. So we're just going to go down to the last icon on the left here, and it should pop up and say website, so you know you're in the right spot. And then here we can see, okay, this is the header of my website, and here's where I can go manage and all that kind of stuff. But first, I'm going to go to settings over here. So this is manage your contact information, personal details, preferences, and all that kind of stuff. This is the marketing profile. So I'm going to manage settings right here. And then my website needs to go here. So it's a good thing I clicked on this. This is your marketing profile in the background, and there's about 6 or 7 different boxes. We'll click over here. So mobile phone, I have the office phone, email address, fax number. Perfect, all of that. We'll keep going. My photo, so if you get an updated headshot and want to change it out and have it automatically pop up everywhere, you're going to change it in here. It's just right under your contact information. So you just choose a different image. And then this is, if you have a team logo, excuse me, it'll go right here as well. Perfect. And then my details, license number, all that kind of stuff. Down here is your bio. So if like, okay, I've written a really nice bio, you'll want to copy and paste it right into this box and hit save. Preferences. We leave all of this enabled. I do that when I onboard anyone, just all of that can be enabled. And then claim your service areas. Most of you should have inherited your market center area, so just that should be fine for you guys. And then social, you can put in your social media links here. Referral links, so if you are referring anyone, you can use these links here. Course registration. I always recommend this screen be set on 2 properties. And what this does is the visitor or anybody on your website can look at 2 properties before they're asked to make a profile and sign in. When they make a profile and sign in, they became, oh, Dee asked if there's a way to open our command page and follow along or write all of this down. That's a great question. I'm just going to go through everything and I'll send out this recording so that if there's anything you want to go on and replicate, you can follow along with the video, if that's helpful, Dee. So go ahead and have this set at 2 properties. Yeah, of course. Save. And then subdomain. So your subdomain is what people put in the URL bar to find your website. And if you don't have one set, this is where you can just type one in and hit claim subdomain and you're good to go. So I ran through all of that pretty quick, but don't get too worried about it. It's very much like your phone number, email address, all that kind of stuff. It just looks like a lot of information. Perfect. So now I can see website and marketing settings were saved. So I'm just going to hit the back arrow. That's going to take me back to the website page. So now I want to manage my website. So I'm going to click this box here. And I've done some customizations on mine. So this is kind of my custom header. So I made sure to have our logo, my name, and just nice images of houses and neighborhoods and different things like that. And then featured homes for sale, testimonials, contact me page, and then our office location. So that's my kind of homepage. And we can make a bunch of different changes on here. One thing I want to point out is the color scheme. and kind of how to make it match your branding a little bit more is we're going to go over here to this little paint palette over here, and it's going to say Design Studio. And then we have two different themes to kind of choose from. We have a dark theme or a light theme. And if you click on these and click edit, now we can choose kind of like the detailed colors. So I have just the light version on right now, and then different fonts as well. And then kind of your buttons. So if you want your buttons to be round or square, you can customize that as well. They are coming out with new customizations kind of constantly, so they're always trying to make this more customizable for you guys so it matches your branding, your voice, all that kind of stuff. So just keep coming back to this little paint palette just to see what they're doing over there. Um, if they're adding any new fonts or anything like that. So perfect. Exit out of this. Go back into manage. So if you notice, I have all of these different pages over here under the More tab. And it looks like you can create a page here. So I created all of these in the expert mode, and don't let that scare you, right? Like we're just going into the back end. So mainly that home page, that first screen is about the design and setup. And then this one is how we build pages. But there's a lot of different templates that are pretty easy to kind of take a look at and set up. And I recommend looking at all the ones under the quick start option, which is just this first bar as soon as this website or this screen pops up. And then first off, we can see blog post, which we can do one of those together just to run through that sequence and getting the headline as or the question as the headline and answering it and that kind of thing. Um, Custom page, so that's if you're like, I want to connect all my YouTube videos or all of my um, any of your other websites that you want to connect to. This one's a little bit more complicated, so I'd be happy to sit with you and do that together. If you have any like big projects you want to connect it to. Um, Download the KW app, home evaluation, landing page. Again, this one's a little bit more complicated, so we can get into that one in a later time, but the rest of these are more templates ready to go. The mortgage calculator, property landing page template, and why work with KW. I'm going to click on the mortgage calculator just for an example. Click on that, and then we can kind of see what it's going to pop up as right here. So as you can see, they can type in a home value, down payment, loan amount, all that kind of stuff, and then just kind of play with what their estimated monthly payment could be. Of course, there's property taxes, there's homeowners insurance, HOA, so all that stuff is here, but that stuff is going to be what really affects this that they might not know about. So it's still really a really great tool to send to anybody who's renting or maybe looking at moving up into a bigger home or anything like that. It's a great tool to send to them, and they can kind of just play around and see what their monthly payment could be. So now that all I've done is clicked on that tile on that previous page, and it's all built out for me, right? It's ready to go. So now I can just go up here and hit publish. And I'm going to get an error because it's already published on my page, but your box right here will be green. And then moving forward, any of your clients can go to your website. And I'll show you that right now. You can go to your website, go under the More tab, and click the mortgage calculator. And now they can go ahead and type in their own numbers and go and do anything they want to with this. So this is a pretty cool tool. I definitely recommend having this page up and running. Like even if you're like, oh, I'm not big on the homepage and stuff, I think this is a great tool that you can link on social media or link in different articles, which I've done. So just to show you what that looks like. And I'm going to back up for a second actually as well. So another tool that's very similar to the mortgage calculator is the home valuation. So I'm going to click on this tile over here. And again, all I did was click and it's already got all of this built out for me. So perfect, discover your home's worth. They can type in their home address here. And then they have Gary Keller's video linked down here automatically, which is kind of nice. And then, so I didn't add anything to this page. I'm just going to hit publish. Again, this is already published on my website, so it's just going to save it. And then I can go ahead and return to dashboard. So now what that looks like, I can go back to my website and go under more, and then find out the value of your home, which is right here. And then clients can type in their address. And how this works is clients type in their address, and then they receive another screen to ask them to sign up and make a profile on this website. And that's just a username and email and a password. So they just have to remember three or put down three things, and then they'll be like, okay, here's your home evaluation from us. And then why that's beneficial for you guys as you get a notification in your command saying, hey, so-and-so just asked about the value of this home. This is what we told them. Go ahead and reach out to them. So that's a really nice tool, and definitely recommend having this on your website and set up ready to go. And then where those notifications come from, so how you know somebody's done this is it'll be in your notification bar, which is just that little bell up at the top. Perfect. Any questions on kind of adding these different tiles to your website, what they can do, and different things like that? Awesome. And then I want to run through the blog posts as well. So I'm just going to click blog. This is my website, like online, as for example. So these are different blog posts that I've done. All KW websites do come with, I think it's 4 blog posts. You guys might see those on your website, but I've done 3 examples just to show you guys different things you can do with them and different ways to use them. So one thing I want to show you is this is a blog post, so understanding home evaluation, why it matters. So I'm going to click in this one. And here's just a little article that I wrote. Knowing your home's value is crucial, whether you consider selling, refinancing, or simply keeping track of your investment, yada, yada, yada. One thing I've done is I've linked, where's our link? Hmm, to double check this. One thing you can do is link that home evaluation tool in your own blog post. So that way you could share this on Facebook and then people wouldn't have to go to your website. They can just click this link and go to that home evaluation page. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these blog posts and sharing them and different things like that. So get creative with this, and um, that's a great place to start. If you're like, oh, I want to do a blog post but not sure what, do the home evaluation and link your own resources and then share it. And that's a really nice way to be like getting more clicks on your different pages, different posts, and hopefully getting a home evaluation request out of it, which is always good. So go back to my blog here. And then if we see this one kind of follows the AEO structure that I was talking about. So should I get a inspection before buying a house in Columbus? So I'm going to click on this. And we can see this is the header. And then I think this is the exact one I use. So if you're buying a home in Columbus, yes. Getting a home inspection is one of the smartest steps you can take before closing. So here we see that answer. It's the first sentence in my blog. So this should be a really good example of an article that AI would be using and searching for and pushing out to anybody who asked this question. And how to make a blog post is, again, using these quick start tiles. So we can just click the first one here. So blog post. Headline, this is where you put your question. This is where you copy and paste your article, your information. And then you'll want to add a photo. um, right here. So, or photo or video. So you just click here and upload it into this screen here. And then you're good to go and just hit publish and it'll show up under your website under that blog post. I recommend doing as many of these as you can just to really help your website surface and people funnel to your website. All right. I feel like that was a lot. Are there any questions or anything you want to see again? More than happy to run through anything. Or if anybody has any questions or ideas, um,
Where did you get the photo?
totally. I got that photo. I got my kind of photos like this from Canva.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yep. I believe the KW website also offers some. So if you just click the add photo, we can do, let's see, click in here. Yeah, they have a bunch of different like stock photos that you can use. Um, so if you're looking for anything in particular, you can use that as well. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them in here. So yeah, so there's photos even built in here. I used some from Canva, but those are really nice. They're just nice little home stock photos, free for you guys to use. Perfect. Any other questions I can answer? Yeah, of course.
You said you're going to post the video. That's on the company website.
Correct. Yes, it'll be on the company website. Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. We are having Rachel Adams Lee Zoom in for another one of her calls. I know she did a call last year about social media, and that is from 3 to 5. And it has to be in person only because we only get one link for her to stream in. So that would be in the training room this afternoon from 3 to 5. And then tomorrow is Lauren Lucas's next AI session. So if you have not signed up for that, I think there still are tickets left. That's in person only as well, and that is in it's in Worthington, so it's not too far from the office. So if you have not made it to one or want to go again, do highly recommend it, and there still are spots left for that. So yeah, awesome. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. And let me know if you have any questions. More than happy to um, sit down and go through anything again.